You know that feeling, right? That constant low-grade hum of anxiety that just seems to follow your finances around? That nagging sense that you're not quite sure where everything stands? Well, what if I told you the cause of all that stress isn't, well, it isn't what you probably think it is? Let's dig into the real reason your money might be stressing you out. So let's just ask the big question right up front. Why does money feel so incredibly stressful? I mean, it's just a tool, right? But it rarely feels that simple. Most of us, we think it's because our finances are just too complicated, or, we just don't have enough. But what if the real problem is something else, something totally different? Okay, this quote right here, this is a total game changer. Just think about it for a second. We're always told we need to learn more, to understand all these super complex financial products. But what if the problem isn't how hard the puzzle is? What if the problem is that all the pieces are just scattered all over the floor? See, it's the chaos, not the complexity, that's really weighing on us. And that is what leads to what we can call money's background hum. You know what I'm talking about? That constant, quiet anxiety that just buzzes away in the back of your mind when your finances are, well, just all over the place. This quote really gets to the heart of the mental load we all carry. When you don't have an actual system on the outside to rely on, your brain it becomes the system by default. Suddenly, it's forced to track every single dollar, juggle all these different priorities, remember every single bill. And that's a job our brains were just never designed to do 24/7. So what does that mental juggling actually feel like in real life? Well, it's that voice in your head, right? That constant internal dialogue. Can I afford this? Is this okay to buy? Should I wait? What if something bad happens? Every single tiny decision feels huge because there's no context for it. It's just floating out there. And that constant calculation, that's what leads to total decision fatigue and, yeah, a ton of anxiety. And that right there is the source of the background hum. It's like this persistent static that's just always on, created by all that financial disorder. And what's really important to get is that this anxiety can be there even when you're technically doing okay with money. It's not about being broke, it's about feeling completely out of control. So this brings us to a really crucial point. This whole feeling isn't necessarily an income problem. I think we all have this assumption that, hey, if I just earned more money, all this stress would just, poof, disappear. But honestly, that's a myth, and it's one we really need to challenge. Just take a look at this comparison. It really lays it all out. On one side, you've got someone with a high income, but absolutely no structure. Think of it like having a super powerful engine, but no steering wheel. It's just constant anxiety. But on the other side, you've got someone with maybe a more modest income, but they have a clear system. And that brings a sense of calm and control, no matter what their paycheck says. The real difference here, it's the structure. So the takeaway here is actually pretty profound when you think about it. Financial peace isn't about how big your pile of bricks is. It's about what you build with those bricks. It's the architecture, not the amount, that gives you real stability. Okay, so if disorder is the big problem, then the solution has to be order, right? But what does a truly orderly financial life even look like? Before you start thinking about spreadsheets and rigid budgets, let me tell you it's probably not as restrictive as you think. Financial order is actually pretty simple when you boil it down. It just means giving every single part of your financial life a clear role. That's it. It means every dollar has a job to do, every bank account has one specific purpose, and every decision you have to make has a logical place to land. When you have that, you don't have to think so much. The system itself does the heavy lifting for you. Now, this is a really important shift in perspective. I know a lot of us hear financial system and we immediately think of restriction and control, like being put in a cage. But true financial order, it's not about locking things down. It's actually about letting your mind go free. The entire goal of putting these controls in place is to get one thing: relief. And this all leads us to a goal that sounds, well, pretty counterintuitive, especially today. In a world that's all about exciting investments and nonstop financial drama on the news, the real objective of a good system is to make your money, believe it or not, boring. So how on earth do you make money boring? Well, you do it by creating a really clear hierarchy. You basically separate your money into different jobs. You have money to protect you. That's for emergencies, those unexpected shocks. You have money to smooth out your daily life, money to grow for the future. And this one is so important. You have money that is just there to spend, freely, without a single ounce of guilt. When all these jobs get mixed up in one big pot, that's when you get chaos.
And that really is the surprising goal here. The rest of the world is screaming at you to find the next exciting stock or the next big thing. But the real path to financial peace, it's about making your money predictable, stable, yeah, even a little bit boring. We're not trying to chase a dopamine hit here. We're trying to build a solid foundation.
Because here's the beauty of boring money. It's stable money. It's predictable. It doesn't need you to be watching it every second of the day. And when you're not constantly running around putting out little financial fires, you get something back that is way more valuable than any market return. You get back your mental space.
And this right here brings us to the ultimate payoff. The whole reason for building this architecture, for creating this sense of order in the first place, is that structure, ironically, is what creates real freedom. Think of this as the ultimate return on your investment of time and effort. It's the gift of mental space. It's having the space to think clearly, the space to act calmly instead of reacting, the space to just live your life. It's freedom from money constantly tugging on your sleeve, asking for your attention. I mean, this quote just captures the entire idea perfectly in one sentence. When money moves into the background, life comes forward. A solid financial system isn't there to run your life. It's there to run in the background so that you can finally get on with living it. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. If you could finally quiet that background hum of financial anxiety, if you could get all of that mental energy back, what would you do with it? Seriously, what could you build or create or just simply enjoy? The possibilities, they're pretty much endless.